Yeah, I think I gotta charge it. About to shout out to Dino Dino. Everybody, just about to pull up in here to the local park thing. You know, testimony. This week is not a regular. Just in case you can't hear me, the mic thing is dead. All is well though. It's not a regular like spark a thought on Shabbat, but like what's the norm, you know? In a certain setting, you know? I don't know. All I know is I want to have it before Shabbat reaches. And so we're just pulling up here. I can't see what you can see right now. I didn't turn the screen. But sometimes there's deers here. This is a park. We are in Toronto. Day 2, month 1. We're gonna touch upon a little bit of that too. I had this topic, trust Yah, from last week. I was gonna put together more of a lesson, but you know, not to say I don't need to, and I can always do this topic again later on for sure. There's no limitation to that. But yeah, I just left. Okay, so I took care of some errands. Today's prep day, Shabbat, and I thought it was a great time. You know, just testimony and trusting Yah, what that feels like, what that could look like. I may not have the exact scriptures right now, but I got all my books. I got my Bible Licky, you know what I'm saying? All is well. Alright, family, let me set this up. One second. I don't wanna end this. I just need to. Alright, here we go. Alright, family. We active. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Great it up. Day 2, month 1. Ashar Abib. Shana Tawa or Shana Tav. All praise to the Most High, family. Yeah, so you know, I woke up with some tasks, took care of the tasks that I wrote down, and you know that the Father gave me to do, and I'm grateful. Right after that, you know, I held it fresh. You know, start with the music. Just, you know, all praise to the Most High, you know, big up to Him still, all the time. So the title of this video is Trust Yah, just like that. So after I left the house, family, I went to get some food for tomorrow, congregating, also feast day to big up the ushering of the beginning of months. First month shall be on to us, the new year. Really, well, you know, I probably do have that. I believe it is in Exodus, and I know there's one. I don't know there's one. I think I know there's one in Leviticus. So just want to big up to y'all. You know, the new moon. We blow up the shofar on the new moon. Get a shofar going. Shofar looks like it's a medium size. There's small ones. There's large ones. I hope there's extra large ones because I want me one of them. Different sounds and pitches, resonance, frequency. As far as I know, that does 2, potentially 3. Small ones usually do 2 or potentially 3. I know the big ones definitely do 3 and maybe 4, but then again could be 5. But if there's a larger one, maybe 7. Just don't say it's established. Alright, family. Yeah, so we blow up the shofar on the new moons. We blow up the shofar on feast days. We blow up the shofar on Sabbaths. Let me see what I got here. So Deuteronomy 16 verse 1. This is from the KJV. It says, observe the month of Abib. For in the month of Abib, the Lord, your Yah, brought thee out of the land. Brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. So entering into the new day, into the new year, into Abib, A-B-I-B, A-B-I-Y-B, Abib, first of the month, month one. I don't know how factual this is, but I don't think we named our months Hebraically. Only the first month was given to us here as it states the name. Month one would be Abib. It shall be the first month unto us. And the new year, and the rest of the names after that pretty much came from our captivity, being in captivity. Even if they're in Shemitic tongue, I think we may have took what they had, and I don't know. But yeah, so also too, the wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 7. And if a man love righteousness, here, and if a man love righteousness, her labors are virtues, For she teacheth temperance and prudence, justice and fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. And that's a deep scripture. We're supposed to be seeking out righteousness, a just lifestyle. It gives you things, temperance, prudence, fortitude, patience, diligence, stability. After these things, like, there's nothing else is profitable. So those are like the foundations, the starting points. That the starting point is Hamashiach Yahushua, and he's the foundation, our chief cornerstone, the rock. And then everything else is just carnal, it's vain, it's irrelevant. I'm gonna give you another scripture here. Going to New Year's, Galatians 7 and 6. For what a man soweth, he also reapeth. Alright, family? So for what a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Now, I have not found the scripture for you about blowing up the trumpet in the new moon, and I have not found for you just yet more evidence talking about that the first month shall be unto us the beginning of months. I have a lot of scriptures in mind right now, but I do want that one specifically. Page stuck together so tight, it looked like a page was missing, ripped out. It was too clean. I'm like, there's no way, and there was no way. All praise to the Most High. I think it's Leviticus. I could Google it, and I know some brothers and sisters know it already, and I should know it, but I'm working towards that. A heavy scripture I like to lean on is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 19 and 24. I think it's talking about, there's those who know all the scriptures, and still transgress the law. And then there's those who know not so much of the scriptures, know less, maybe not off of the heart, but they don't transgress the law. So yeah, it is 19 and 24. It says, He that hath small understanding and feareth Yah is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgressed the law of Yah, Most High. So that's a very key valid point. But do know what I am saying is facts, and I urge you to look it up if you don't know or do that already. So what I wanted to move forward on, family, was my testimony. So yes, I left the house, went through this, took care of some goals, bucket list, tasks that were meant for me to do. I do want to say ordained for me to do. They're very important and very beneficial, and I knew what I had to do after getting up, and I knew what I had to do after I leave the bed. So when I came outside, I had written stuff, and I didn't bring that book with me. I don't believe I brought that book with me at all. I literally remember it on my bed, and it was not here, so I did that, and I wrote certain things. I wrote hair. I got my hair done a little bit a while ago, but it got messed up at the back. So when it came back into my mind, I did a little U-turn, shortcut, and went to the hair store, and the lady was there. All praise to the Most High. Shout out to Sister Nandi. And I asked her if she can redo that portion of my hair that was messed up. She was on the phone, she was busy, but nobody was there taking up her uh, time physically. So she did it for me, and I'm grateful. And then I saw a Haitian brother there reading a book that looked like the Bible because he had the highlighter. So then he got my attention. I asked him, "Oh, what are you reading?" And he showed me. I think it said daily devotional, thick book. So I already plotted there. I'll praise the Most High. So after my hair was done, didn't take long. I gave him a flyer, which I need to get some more flyers. Um, and they weren't even looking too good, so I didn't want to give it to him. First impressions and stuff like that. Now I know to get more. And yeah, I gave him a flyer. Told him sorry about the quality, and gave him just a little brief. I said I don't need to say much. There's a lot provided on this flyer, and this is another business card related to here. I didn't see. I don't go there no more. I pray to the Most High for lessons on lessons. But yeah, the flyer is dingy. It's not in great quality. But it is an official flyer. But yeah, I gave him the best looking one, and I said it provides enough information if you're interested. Follow up. I asked him what his background was. He said he's Haitian. Well, I guessed because the spot is kind of Haitian. I had a hunch, and so ça passé. His demeanor is calm, and um, yeah. So that was something else I was grateful for. And then after that, I went to go pick up food for the congregation, and this is like Indian place. Pick up some food, veggie stuff. I'm gonna eat meat, nasa Passover, and it's a spiritual eating, and I'll get into that as well. It's not like I'm eating. I ain't eating lamb. I'm eating, Mashiach's body, and I'm not drinking no wine. I'm partaking in his blood, and bitter herbs to remind us of bondage in Mizraim, well, in Egypt, and the unleavened bread, unleavened, without sin, and be his flesh. But family, what I wanted to point out as well, on the way there, I'm gonna jump back to Passover real quick. But when I got there, parking wasn't it. It was usually busy. Early is the best time to show up. Got there around 12. Towards the end of the line, when I got towards the end of the line, which is where the cash register is, the line started to fill up. So I'm like, I'll praise the Most High. Got what I needed to get. Gave thanks. Grateful He provided for me so I can provide for others. And then I head out. Oh, when I was going to the store, they have these divination guys doing just foolishness, handing out cards. Can I read your palm? This, that, blah. Usually, like, I expect to see them. So, sometimes I don't look their way. Sometimes I look at them just in disgust or like nonchalant, whatever. Sometimes I say, nah, I'm not interested. I don't want that. We don't do that. These different things I say, And sometimes I ain't gonna front. Sometimes I don't get shaken up, but my spirit gets a little heated, And from another person's perspective, although they're not viewing me like that at all, as far as I know, that could be taken as, oh, he's worrying or he's nervous or anything along those lines of negativity. But this time today, I'm like, it was a guy. It's not always a guy. It's usually women. There's two guys. But I never seen this guy before. And yeah, so he said what he said, and I'm like, nah, I'm not into divination, I left it at that. Fire. I went in, did the food stuff, came back out. He was still there. Had my phone ready. I want him to say it again because they usually say it twice, family. Going and coming. It's not a long time I'm there. These people want to try to target you, get your attention twice. That's probably something they learn from the devil. He didn't say anything because I was gonna rebuke him on camera. Not too heavy, but I was gonna rebuke him again. Yeah. Either way, he ain't saying nothing. I ain't look at him as far as I recall. Yeah, I did look at him, but like my car was parked like I double parked because they didn't maintain the snow. And we still have snow, so yeah, that was a blessing. Um, And then after that, on the way, it popped in my head my other note. It says doc, which means to go to the doctors. And first of all, I'm like, if I have the paperwork on me because I took it out recently, either way, it found its way back into my bag. So I took that paperwork and I checked to see if I have all of it, and I have every paperwork that I need. It wasn't the greatest quality because it's been in my bag and this and that, but it was good enough. It was better than the files, that's for sure. So I stepped in and I meditated on, okay, if I go into a merge, I'm gonna have to pass the door. That means I have to wait. So I went to the side entrance, bypassed everything, and it's just a long way to go, and you have to know how to get there. So I used my memory and I used the map. I went the wrong way at first, but I didn't have to turn around. I could just continue straight down the hall and make a left, because usually you go the other way down the hall and make a right. And I found my way to the first place. Um, that's where I need to go first to check to see if the same doctor was there so you can sign off some paperwork. He wasn't there. Spoke to a lady. She didn't, not too receptive. But I saw a doc that I seen in emergency the other day, so I asked her, like, how can I move forward in this process to succeed? She said, speak to him. And then he came around, so I asked him, and he was very, I know it's all yeah. He was very, he had good communication, very receptive, and he helped me out a lot. He wrote a sticky note, he called someone, and he directed me to where I need to go because I know. And then the lady stepped up and seen him being an example and said, oh, I'm going to treat this person with more respect now. So, and I didn't diss her, evidently. I didn't throw no shade, but in my head I'm like, foul, you could do better. I need help. You know what I'm saying? And we're peculiar set apart people anyways. I know some people would have to wait in line and do a lot of stuff. But when Yah gives you something and it's clear enough for you to comprehend, and then you have to trust him and execute and go through and see what he does, he does what he did. And he will always do that as long as you abide in him and you mean to be just, and it's for justness. And just do your best to humbly serve him and please him. The only way to please the Father is to have faith. So you can't please the Father without faith. That's scripture. So she took care of me. She brought me right to where I needed to be. This lady now, and this lady left. So this lady now sees the note. She got the phone call. She faxed it, copied it, and sent the copy through an email. Then I made a request if she can type something email for me. That didn't go through, but I wasn't bent because I knew that's not what needed to be done. I was like, you're good. And then she gave me, I'm now just remembering, she gave me card, who to contact further to get some more information to help me further with my appointment stuff, because they didn't call me yet. I called them, left a message. They're supposed to call me without me calling and leave a message. But either way, all went well with that. And there's always been a process with the Father. It's good to abide and communicate and have a relationship with the Father. It's not no religion thing. This is a relationship. Understand that. Dive in that. You know what I'm saying? People are not always going to understand because they're not always going to be able to relate. And the key thing I want to share is that we all live certain lives, and some of us live lives very similar to each other. Some of us live lives very different to each other. But the main thing is that difference is so key to understanding that this is a relationship. I worked in construction. Maybe I still work in construction, whatever. Either way, I'll still be a builder. You know what I'm saying? But the things that I see, the things I experience, my task, some people would never do it because they're incapable, unqualified, they're not of the age bracket, that door won't be open for them, that's not their interest. There's many things. And same way, me for them. Some people are nurses and doctors. I'm not qualified to be an official certified nurse. I'm not qualified to be an official certified doctor. I don't have the door, say I don't want to do that. I'm not my interest. I will never see their perspective of the Father. I'm unable to. They're instant block. So that makes it clear to me that the things I've experienced, only I will fully have comprehension on it, and other people to a certain extent they can relate in those areas. So we can't knock people when they say certain things and certain this and that. As long as it lines up with scripture, you're good. They may not have full comprehension, but if it lines up with the book, you're good. Trust the Father. Lean not on your own understanding. That verse is deep. It's not just I think this and I'm gonna trust that. Yes, lean on the Father's understanding, but it's deeper. It has depth to it, and I'm reading it in the English. He wants us to not have our own wisdom. Wisdom of the world is carnal. Wisdom of the world is nothing compared to the wisdom of the Most High. You know? It's deep. I can't even dive into that right now because I don't feel I'm supposed to. Or I would have information or it'll come later. But after the hospital and the food, and I got what I needed, I was grateful. And then, yeah, I just left and I'm sharing my testimony. So here I am. So now we'll touch upon Passover. So there's a verse, I think it's 1 Corinthians or 2 Corinthians, but it's in chapter 11. So I think it's 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Let me check it. You should go there. First Corinthians chapter 11. I mean, I'm not going to read all of this, but I suggest you start from verse 16. Mostly 19. So it says, for there must be also hearers among you, that they which are approved may be made, it's actually 20, manifest among you properly. When ye come together, therefore, into one place, this is not to eat the Lord's Supper, for eating everyone taketh before his own supper, and one is hungry, and the other is drunken. So one is yearning, and the other one's intoxicated in the world. What? 22. What? Have ye not houses to eat and to drink in? Or desire ye the church of Yah? Or despise ye the church of Yah, and shame them that have not? And shame them that have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I praise you not, for I have received the Lord, that which also I delivered unto you, that the Lord Yahushua, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread, and when he had given thanks, he brake it, and said, take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. Okay? After the same manner also he took the cup, when he had supped, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood. This ye also, oft as ye drink it, in remembrance of me. Okay, come on. For as often as ye eat this bread, and drink this cup, ye do shew the Lord's death till he come. Alright? Therefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily, not qualified, with your heart, it's probably going to get into all that, shall be guilty of the body and blood, bread and cup of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, alright? And so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, and not discerning the Lord's body. God forbid. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. These are not simple light words. Verse 13. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. So if we correct ourselves, we won't be corrected we won't be judged. Alright? But when we are judged, we are chastened for the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world. Alright? Therefore, my brethren, when ye come together to eat, tarry one another. Alright? And if any man hunger, let him eat at home. It's not an eating thing. That ye come not together unto condemnation. So you don't want to come together and collectively dwell together to eat no food. It's not about eating no food, drinking no bread, drinking no wine. You know? So that ye not come together unto condemnation, damnation, judgment, a horrible state. And the verse further says, after condemnation, and the rest will set in order when I come. So we're commanded to do all these things, memorial, all these things, and the rest is set until he comes. There's further after he comes. You'll be good when he comes. Sorry. Alright? So that's 1 Corinthians chapter 11 from verse 20 to the end. I thought that was very important. I have a note here. Whatever, it says Passover. Alright? I will touch upon this, y'all willing, next Passover. Or this is not the last Passover. I mean, why not? But it's a wicked and it's a great and terrible day, as scripture says. We just want to be ready. Even if we feel ready, I know this world is of course you want Shemayim. Of course you want, millennial. However it be seen, kingdom come not, by observation alone, right? By not observation. It's within you, but this place is horrible. Life sucks. But life is good in Hamashiach. He's the way, the truth, and the life. So I touched upon everything I wanted to touch upon as far as I can remember right now. Just want to give everybody, a big shalom, 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 shalim, shalom, salim to Yasharallah. Sky across the four corners of the globe going into this month one. Abib, Passover. That's what it's going to say. I still have snow around me, and it's the new year. That may be strange for someone who may not have the thoughts exactly correct or in order or whatever, but it's not an overnight thing, In this matter, it's not in a twinkle of an eye, It's a transitioning period. We've been being pruned, we're being shaped, molded as the environment. Things are starting to bud. Birds are picking their mates. Animals are picking their mate, They're breeding, they're mating. The eggs will be sitting, Mammals will be preparing, So are we. Fruits are growing. Flowers are budding. The ground is softening up and warming up, moistening up. It's time to flourish. We're being pruned. There are things that need to be cut. That fig tree. They look ready. All them leaves, Yahushai. All them leaves. I went to go look for fruit. I wasn't there. Dissing. Cast down and hewn into the fire. There's no more. And a lot of us can be like that. We got our fringes. We got our head wraps. We got our moss apparel. We got our garments. We got crowns. We got gemstones. I don't know. We look good. Yasharallah. Royal priesthood. Khan. Kwam Yasharallah. Our leaves. What about our fruit? What about our inward parts? You know, these things have a level of importance more. You know, worry not about what you wear, this and that. You know, the birds don't worry. You know, there's things that hold more weight, more value. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, fam, I think we should dive into those things and fix ourselves. You know, we don't want to drink that cup. We don't want to eat that bread unworthily. We have until Passover, whether it be the 1st of April or however you see it. Some had already went through it, and I didn't look through that. I don't know how Passover came before Abib, or however it went. But either way, you know, I don't have this scripture fully understood, but you know, judge a person not, you know, on the new moon, Sabbath, high holy days, things like that, you know, for these are a shadow of things to come. And it may be easy for some to understand, but it may be, I believe it holds more depth, more weight. But yeah, family, we have until Passover. Don't want to drink that cup unworthily. If you don't partake, you'll be cut off from Yashar. This could be the last Passover. So this video is looking like 15 minutes or so. I don't know what this thing's doing. But all praise to the Most High that I was able to do this. Battery life. Hopefully the sound is good. I mean, it should be good. I plugged that out. Alright. So all praise to the Most High. Trust the Most High. Worry not. Lean not on your own understanding. You know. What is it? Luke 1:37. For nothing is impossible with Yah. You know. And Philippians 4:13. We can do all things through Hamashiach Yahushai who strengthens us. You know, and greater is he that is in me than that is he is in the world. Romans 8:28. And let's be in our Matthew 6:33, you know. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all shall be added unto you. You know? Let's get on that Philippians 4:8. You know, focus on what is just and what is pure. Let's be in our Romans 12:22. You know, be not conformed by this world, but be renewed by the transforming of your mind. Something about test these things and work perfect patience. I want to get a James in there too, but you know, accept them and are tried in the fiery furnace of adversity. You know what I'm saying? My Galatians 5:22. You know, the fruits of the spirit. Not submitting to no foolishness, no folly. Romans 12:2. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that they may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. No weapon formed against us can prosper, family. Alright? Let's get in our Matthew 5s. You know? Let's be like Malachi, let's be like Zechariah, let's be like our forefathers, you know? Recommend you read Daniel, you know? If anything, after chapter 7. Read Zechariah, you know? Read Nehemiah. I mean, read the Bible. It's good to listen to, it's good to watch, you know, these things. But just read yourself, you know, get another Bible to cross-reference, get a dictionary, lexicon, get it up, get it in, you know. I think I'm gonna make some videos on herbs and stuff, and herbs being the healer of the nations and go over. I like how this is opening doors in my mind, you know, via Yahushai. So I'll praise to the Most High. And I just released a project on the 1st. It's called Hallow Beginnings. All praise to the Most High. This will be the last thing. So it's on all streamings right away. Praise to the Most High. Yeah, I pray you guys check it out. Definitely like and subscribe, or at least subscribe, you know, to whatever platform, so you can be up to date when something releases. Yeah, 4 tracks representing the 4 seasons, starting with spring, next summer, then fall or autumn, and then winter. I get personal. I keep it biblical. I keep it fun. I keep it lyrical. And I'm grateful. And this is a transitioning time, so it's a transitioning project, EP. And yeah, family, look out for more. Stay on your purpose. continue to seek the Father, you know, and that's pretty much it, family. Just to look out for more, expect more, continue to pray for your brother and your sister. Always pray for people. Don't be selfish. Sometimes go a day. Alright. Sometimes go a day if you can, if it's necessary, and don't ask Abba for anything, you know, just thank him. Yeah, family. Consistently thank him. Give him all the praise and all the glory. Shout out to all my brethren, Akiam, Aquath. Shout out to the tribe of Ashar. All praise to the Most High, family. I believe that's it. All praises. Shalom. Kwam Yashua. Kwam Yashua.
They can never think I'm not fighting.
All of my Akis pay attention. Where you walk, get your extensions. Put that armor on, they blind. I can see all their intentions. I can see through all the lies. Make sure your heart's circumcised. I see wolves and she's clothing. I can see through their facade. Yeah, I'll fight for you. Yeah, I'll fight for you. Tell the Akis I fight for them. Yeah, I'm right for you. Hop on that green light, we never stop. I'm rolling with y'all, that light in you. Yeah, tell them my Akis I fight for.
I'm on go, you know what, on this one I'm not gonna hide on this one. They gon' duck my light, but they gon' get goose. Canadian jacket vibes, yeah, it's fun when it's for the tribe. Negative 20, but I'm still aside, cause the rock so warm inside. Won't dwell in a temple if it ain't right. My real ox, you know what that feels like. Real ox, know what I had to fight. I'm Yazazine, I would not resign. Every time they're lying, better wake up, cause it's almost time. I'm waiting for Yahweh Shai, y'all been winking. Yeah, you're in your sight, no shalom. Man, it's time to die.